Hey guys. Okay, so quick show of hands, even though I can't see most of you. How many of you know what you want to be when you grow up? Yeah, not that many hands, and mine's not going up either, because I didn't end up being a fighter pilot. I didn't end up being an anchor woman, and I'm damn sure not Shamu's trainer. I'm kind of glad about that now after last year. So I needed a new model. I looked at Trump for the answers, or the questions, and Google Maps for the answers, but that's just me. So would you rather be Donald Trump or Andy Warhol? They're rich, they're famous, and neither one of them are near as good looking as any of the people in Garrison or Mia's slides. So choose wisely. Think about who would survive, though, in the following career environments. The first is the 50s and 60s, you know, gray suit, gray hat, same job, same company your whole life. You traded job security for loyalty, and you climbed the ladder. Until, of course, there was information technology, in which case people became corporate nomads, and they were really psyched about their laptops, like the guy on the left. Why? Because they had to move around. They weren't at the same company anymore, so it was like a game of chutes and ladders. You might climb, you might fall, depending on where the market was going, but you exchange some stability until, boom, globalization hits. So it's not about you anymore, it's about who can do it better and cheaper than you. And then the recession comes, which means fewer jobs are going away, and the few, the proud, and the screwed are left doing more with fewer resources. So what's a new paradigm? It's something called the free agent. It's this guy on the left. He doesn't even have an office, and he kicked out the corporate ladder for the ladder that led to the hammock in the treehouse. Why? Because I figured out I can do interesting work, get paid, and live a good lifestyle, and I just have to give up commitment. Kind of sounds like relationships. Jobs are a lot like that. Okay, so the bonus, we can work anytime we want, with anyone, on anything, but the bummer is we have no job security and we don't really have a job description. So we need a new model, and I don't mean like the girl on the left, but we need a new career model. So where should we look? Trump, number one. Why? Because he asked the right question. Warhol just asked, what is it? And then he painted it in the exact same format every time. Marilyn, Shea, what have you. Trump said, what can I do with it? How the hell can I brand it? So he's known for everything from smart water to steaks to perfume. So I said, Trump had the question, what can I do with it? Google Maps had the answer. So in 2005 when it launched, it was a simple mapping service application. It had street maps, it had routes. Yay. What can you do with it? Well, Google didn't know all the answers, so they turned it to the public, who had lots of ideas. You can see where your train is. You can connect with friends. You can get reviews of local businesses, and in the Bay Area, you can find how much that house is actually worth. So that led to product mashups. And that's really now the new model for career. So if that's a new model, what are the essential principles of a mashup? It's all about answering what is it by defining existing things, asking what can you do with it by finding new combinations, and at the end of the day, saying how can I make it mine, so creating a customized experience. So we'll see how this trickles down. So from Trump to product to career. Big questions at the top. We'll answer what is it by talking about our career Zen Ven. What can I do with it? So what kind of combinations exist? And then lastly, how can I make it mine? How can I customize it? So we'll jump into it. So in terms of what is it, best place to start, your freaking resume, if you have one. Mine's a little outdated. So think about your experience, your skills, and your interests. I say interests because we forget about them all the time, but they're pretty key to figuring out what our career should look like and what we'd actually enjoy, which is where the Zen Ven comes in. So think about your experience as your community, your content is the things you like talking, thinking about, and your craft is your skills. And then there's that fourth C, culture. Where are you happiest doing all of these things? So once you've got that identified, then you can start to think about new and interesting combinations. So in the purple, you've got places that you might want to work that would actually allow you to talk about what you want to talk about. Roles you might need in the orange, where you can get paid for doing it, important, in the green. And then culture, some demographic or geographic things. Once you got that Zen Ven down, you can actually use it to evaluate existing jobs, projects, or roles. This is not a scientific matrix. It just comes from bad years of consulting. But essentially, think about the 4 C's so that you can answer the questions. Where am I making trade-offs, and is this thing even a good fit overall? Then you have to figure out how to talk about it. So you want to be able to say what kind of free agent you are, what kind of community you like working in, what kind of skills or crafts you have, and then what kind of expertise do you leverage to accomplish a goal. And again, what culture do you want to do that in? So I thought I'd just use myself as an example to drive us home. I like working with senior executives at global Fortune 500s, maybe to my own chagrin. I love talking about leadership, but I also like food, wine. Thanks so much for that last one. Now, Louis Pasteur. So travel and behavioral economics. What does that actually mean for me? What are my combinations? So I came up with a whole new list of industries in the purple box, some new roles from leadership development to business development, where I could get paid in the green. And then I like working with smaller companies that are headquartered in the US, but they gotta have international offices. So at the end of the day, I looked around, I didn't like any of the options, so I made my own. So my custom career is I'm a leadership development and communications consultant. I'm traveling all over the world, and I get to work with executives in all kinds of industries. I love it, and I love talking about this. So please come find me afterwards, or you can email me at Teryn, Teryn, @renownlabs.com. Thanks, guys.